Hey, what's up, YouTube? I just want to rap with y'all for a minute. So, I was speaking with my auntie earlier here in Chicago. She's in Indianapolis, but she came down to visit my grandmother for the weekend. And she was talking about her and my uncle's trip that they're going on. They're going to Rome. They're going on a cruise, and that sounds really, really exciting. They retired, so I guess at least 2 times out the year they travel, internationally. And we was having this conversation about, her and my uncle being retired, and she was just telling me, like, since they've been retired, they travel quite often. And she said that she wished that they were able to do it when they were younger. However, they weren't able to do it all the time. And I was like, well, auntie, what can I say? This is what you work for. You worked hard, and, you and uncle, y'all saved y'all money so y'all can retire and do these kind of things. And she was like, yeah, we did. And we enjoy it. But one thing, that stood out to me, well, really everything stood out to me, but this is what really, really hit me. Because I was just telling somebody this the other day. I was talking on the phone, and my auntie said, she was like, actually, she named quite a few places she's been to. Dubai, the Caribbean, East Caribbean. She said they haven't visited the West so much yet, but they planning on it. What other countries? Anyway, they pretty well traveled, right? But this is what she said. She said, nephew, you're young. It's not the same to do it when you're young versus the age I'm at now. She was like, me and your uncle, we go and we travel places, but it's not the same versus if we were younger. She said, I think we would enjoy it a lot more. And, that really stood out to me because when I have conversations with people about traveling while you're young and, doing all of these exciting things, it's like, oh, well, first let me say this. Some people, they're like, oh, that's cool. Oh, sorry. They're like, oh, that's cool. I think it's cool, and some people don't think it's so cool. Some people think it's scary, right? That I'm traveling abroad, going to Vietnam, teach English, traveling to different countries. And one of the most important questions I get all the time is, what about Lil Ja? What about Lil Ja? Well, guess what? This may sound crazy to some people, and that's okay. I realized early that I live a life that I can include my son in. I'll say my son because I only have one kid, but I live a life that is kid friendly, So even though I'm going abroad to teach English and, travel to different countries, it doesn't mean that my son can't come. It doesn't mean that he can't come and visit and stay with his dad for a summer and see how it is to live in another country. Most kids will never, ever get to live or have an experience like that. And so the way I see it is that even though I may not be with my son all the time, for one, I'm not on drugs, I'm clean, I have a college degree, and I'm making it work for myself, and I'm out here in the world and I'm doing things. With that being said, I can share my life with my son. I don't have to stop what I'm doing to, I don't have to stop what I'm doing just to keep an image or a reputation that most people are used to. And I'm not knocking that reputation or nothing like that. There's nothing wrong with it. I actually battle with myself at times about the things that I do. So I'm saying that to say sometimes being me is hard. Sometimes I make decisions that may seem selfish sometimes. And I really, really meditate about it, you know, but it's just something in me that's just like, keep going, you know. This ain't the end of the road. You know, my son looks up to me now, and he'll look up to me forever as long as I keep doing what I'm doing. But I just wanted to share that with y'all because I thought that was really, really good for us to have that conversation. And my son, I thought it was really, really good for him to sit there and listen to that because he learned about different nationalities, what their cultures is like. You know, he learned about character and how character has no favorite of nationality or person. It's just, you know, you are who you are. And so have these conversations around your kids, you know. Don't try to make everything about race, especially when it comes to character, because, you know, your character is who you are, on the inside at least. But I just thought, like I said, I thought I should share that with you all because it's something that I struggle with internally, making these kinds of decisions. And it's also something I'm sure other people struggle with. So, to all the young people out there, you know, you're young, you know, if you're doing good in life, if you ain't doing good, you need to change it around. But if you're doing good in life, and what I mean by good is, you know, you're either trying to be something like an entrepreneur or, you know, contractor, something like that, or you're going to school, wanting to get a degree, trying to get a trade or something like that. I'm saying that to say, guys, if you don't, just because you have kids doesn't mean that your life stops. It just means that you have to include your kids in your life. And it means that whatever you're doing, if they can benefit from it, teach it to them. Don't be like, oh, no, they're not ready for that yet, because they are. They actually ready more than ever when they're younger. So I just thought I should have that conversation with y'all. And I hope y'all got something from it. So until then, see you guys on the other side.